There is a version of your future where none of this is necessary. One investment, one trade, one course, one business idea, one lucky break, and suddenly everything changes, overnight, permanently, for good. That version of your future is one of the most expensive things you will ever believe in. Not because the dream is wrong, the dream is not the problem. The problem is what the dream costs you while you keep waiting for it, and who profits while you wait. That is the escape trap. The trap that does not dress itself as laziness. It dresses itself as ambition. It tells you that slow wealth is for people who do not think big enough. It tells you that boring investing is too small. It tells you that the real answer is hidden inside the next course, the next trade, the next system, the next opportunity, the next person showing you a screenshot from a life you badly want. And because the outcome is vivid, your brain starts treating it as likely. That is not stupidity, that is psychology. Behavioral economists call it the availability heuristic. You judge the probability of something by how easily an example comes to mind. You see one person win the lottery, and your brain does not feel the millions who lost. You see one person post a passive income screenshot, and your brain does not see the thousands who bought the course and quietly got nothing. You hear one crypto millionaire on a podcast, and your brain starts whispering, that could be me, and maybe it could. That is the dangerous part. The escape trap works because it does not sell something impossible. It sells something possible, as if it is probable. Read that again. Possible is not the same as probable, and the people selling the escape know that. The lottery company shows you the winner. The course seller shows you the testimonial. The trading platform shows you the person who timed it perfectly. The crypto exchange shows you the millionaire. Nobody puts the failure rate in the same font size as the dream. Nobody sells you the quiet majority. Nobody builds an advert around the person who lost 3 years, 7,000 pounds, and their confidence, because that story does not convert. But it is the story many people live, and maybe some version of it has been yours. The course you bought because this one felt different. The business model you started because someone said it was simple. The trading strategy you watched for weeks because the screenshots looked real. The side hustle you convinced yourself would replace your income before it ever replaced your habits. The opportunity that made slow wealth feel embarrassing. That is the escape trap. It does not just cost money, it consumes 3 things at the same time. Cost 1, your money, the courses, the schemes, the subscriptions, the platforms, the paid communities, the tools, the entry fees into systems that promised exceptional returns with suspiciously beautiful lighting. Every pound you spent chasing escape had an alternative life. That money could have been invested, saved, used to reduce debt, used to build a real skill, used to create an actual asset. But the escape trap does not want you thinking in opportunity cost. It wants you thinking in breakthrough. Cost 2, your time. Every month you spend chasing a shortcut is a month you are not building the slow, boring, unsexy machinery of real wealth. An emergency fund, a regular investment habit, a stronger skill, a business with actual customers, a system that compounds. Compound interest does not care that you were inspired. It does not care that you were researching. It does not care that you had a vision board, a mentor, and a folder full of saved videos. Compound interest cares about time, and every year you spend inside the escape trap is a year you do not get back. Cost 3, your belief in yourself. This is the one nobody talks about, because when an escape attempt fails, you do not just lose money, you lose confidence. You tell yourself, I tried, it did not work. Maybe I'm not built for this. Maybe wealth is just not for people like me. And after enough failed attempts, even legitimate financial steps start to feel impossible. Opening an investment account feels intimidating. Starting a boring savings system feels pointless. Building a real skill feels slow. Creating a real business feels heavier. Because the escape trap has trained you to associate action with disappointment. That is the real theft. The escape trap steals your belief that you can build wealth slowly because it kept selling you wealth quickly. Now here is the critical distinction. Passive income is real. Compound investment growth is real. Businesses that make money without your constant presence. Leverage is real. These are not fantasies. They are the legitimate exit from the time trap. But real leverage and the escape trap are not the same thing. Real leverage takes years. The escape trap promises months. Real leverage makes you more capable. The escape trap makes you more dependent. Real leverage compounds. The escape trap resets every time the next shiny opportunity appears. A system you own is leverage. A course sold with screenshots of someone else's results is not automatically leverage. Often, it is the escape trap wearing leverage's clothing. So here is the test, the journalist test. Before you spend a single pound on any financial opportunity promising exceptional returns, find 3 independent accounts from people who have actually tried it. Not testimonials on the seller's page, not affiliate reviews, independent accounts, real people, forum posts, Reddit threads, long-term reviews, people you can ask directly. If you cannot find 3 independent accounts in 30 minutes, that absence of evidence is data. Use it. If the opportunity only exists inside the seller's funnel, be careful. Now here are 3 actions, not motivation, not inspiration. Actions. Action 1, add up every pound you have spent in the last 3 years on courses, schemes, platforms, subscriptions, tools, or systems that promise exceptional financial results. Write the number down. Do not estimate gently. Do not protect your ego. Do the autopsy properly. Then ask, what would this money have become if I had invested it instead? That number is not there to shame you. It is there to wake you up. Because vague regret changes nothing. Specific numbers do. Action 2. This week, take one financial action that is completely unglamorous. Open or top up a stocks and shares ISA. Set an automatic investment contribution. Move savings into a higher interest account. Do something that will not make a good screenshot. Do it specifically because it will not make a good screenshot. That is how you know it is probably real. The escape trap cannot monetize boring discipline. That is why it tries to make boring discipline look small. Action 3, write down what legitimate leverage looks like for your actual life. Not the fantasy version, not the sales page version, your version. A realistic second income stream that could earn £200 per month within 12 months. A skill you could build for the next year. A business offer you could test with real customers. A monthly investment you could automate for 10 years. Specific, boring, measurable, yours. Because the goal is not to stop dreaming, the goal is to stop letting the dream replace the work. Now step back. 6 case files, 6 traps, 6 systems that kept you stuck because they did not look like traps. The time trap dressed itself as work ethic. The identity trap dressed itself as taste. The comfort trap dressed itself as responsibility. The knowledge trap dressed itself as preparation. The relationship trap dressed itself as love. The escape trap dressed itself as ambition. That is how they survived. Not because you were careless, because they were familiar, because they felt normal, because someone somewhere profited from you not questioning them. But now you can see them, and once you can see the trap, you have a responsibility you did not have before. You cannot keep pretending the problem is only income, luck, timing, or discipline. The autopsy is complete. You have named the 6 traps. But naming them is not the final step. It is the first adult step. Because the next stage of the money blueprint is not about exposing traps. It is about building systems. The traps do not respond to motivation. They do not respond to hype. They do not respond to another saved video, another quote, another burst of inspiration, or another promise that Monday will be different. They respond to systems, automated transfers, named decisions with deadlines, specific numbers that replace vague feelings, private values that replace audience approval, boundaries that protect your time, money, and attention, financial habits boring enough to work, assets that pay you without requiring your constant presence. That is the next stage. Not the autopsy, the rebuild. The wealth autopsy showed you what was draining you. Now the money blueprint becomes about what you build instead. Your income system, your investing system, your asset building system, your decision system, your financial identity, your operating system for wealth. Because if you do not build a system, the world will keep handing you traps and calling them opportunities. Name traps lose power. Case file number 6, the escape trap. The final case file in the wealth autopsy. The autopsy is complete. The rebuild begins now.